We just got more insight on the takeover system, but my question is this really going to push the needle? Is this different? But before we get into the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, as like of the video, push the video to the recommended, and of course subscribe and put your notification for my daily uploads. Without further ado, let's hop straight into the video. Okay, so the takeover system this year, we already know 72 takeovers, and again, it comes out extremely confusing, or 70 takeovers, and it comes out very confusing in my opinion, of how this has been broken down. But shout out to my man Wolf. Wolf did drop a tweet and he gave some more takeovers. Okay, so Wolf said, my favorite takeovers in NBA 2K25 to use, which is Chef, which boosts his 3-point, mid-range, and ball handling. Great for 3-point hunting guards. Then we have Satellite, which boosts his 3-point, mid-range, and speed. Ideal takeover for elite off-ball shooters. Then you have Gifted Hands, boost steal, 3-pointer, perfect takeover for all 3-and-D players out there. With 70 takeovers to choose from in NBA 2K25, you will find one that fits your own playstyle. Okay, so when I look at this and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, we were able to get takeover and activate all our physicals, all our shooting, all our slashing, all our playmaking, all our defense, right? And we was able to pick a batch from that, right? So for instance, with Chef, it's giving a boost to your 3-point, mid-range, and 3-ball in your in your ball handle. Now, when you activated this year, when you activated playmaking take, it gave you a +10 to your shooting, but then all the other categories got a +5, right? So you are actually, this year, takeovers are pretty strong because everything got a little bump, but your main takeover got the biggest bump with the +10, right? So I don't know, and again, we gotta see what the actual attributes are going to be, okay? Because we did get a actual image showing what barbecue chicken would do, right? Barbecue chicken. Remember, you had takeovers. It's broken down into 5s. You got takeover 1, takeover 2, takeover 3, takeover 4, and if you hit takeover 5, that gave you the most boost to those 3 specific categories, right? And again, so in this situation, let's say for instance we're using Chef, the 3 specific categories that are gonna get a boost from takeover 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be 3-point shot, mid-range, and ball handle. So what I'm thinking is that if you get takeover 1, you might get a +1 to your 3-ball and a +1 to your mid-range. Then take 2, you'll get like a +2 to your 3-ball, +2 to your mid-range, and a +1 to your ball handle. Then you get takeover 3. If you fill that funnel up, you get a +3 to your 3-ball, +3 to your mid-range, and a +2 to your ball handle, and so on, right? So eventually you'll get like maybe like a 7-7 and a 6, or a 7-7-3. I'm sorry, 7-7-5, because that's how it was for the barbecue chicken one. Again, we don't know because we don't know the answers. We don't have the answers to those, right? But the question would be is that what is really going to make this so much different than from the previous 2Ks that we have? Is this really going to be that's going to push the needle enough to get us excited about that? Because the only, outside of the post takeover stuff, like the barbecue chicken with the deep post bag takeover or ability, what that actually was something that's different from what we had in other 2Ks, because this is specific to post scoring, and previous 2Ks just didn't really have that. I mean, you had slashing takeover, but I couldn't really remember if that really gave you like those 2K19 post scoring animations and that type of stuff, right? So again, that is something that I'm really always trying to look for with like innovation, something that's going to push the needle, something that's going to be really different, okay? Gifted Hands, it boosts steal and 3-point shot, right? Perfect takeover for all 3-and-D players out there. Gifted Hands, so it boosts the steal and it boosts your 3-point shot, right? But again, like when we had takeover 2K24, most people just boosted their sharpshooting takeover, and you know, the rest was history. So what I'm trying to get at is that, is this really going to be different than what we had in previous 2Ks? It's still a takeover. They just kind of chopped it up and moved things around, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same as 2K24. It's just that there's different names behind it. That's what I'm kind of getting from it. I don't know for certain. Again, like I said, don't just sit here and quote me for Bible on it. But on the surface level, right? 70 takeovers, yeah, you have 70 takeovers, but it's really broken down into 5, right? You have takeover 1, takeover 2, takeover 3, takeover 4, takeover 5. You do 5 times 14, I think that comes out to 70, right? If I'm not mistaken. So it's really 14 takeovers. At the end of the day, it's really just 14 takeovers, right? So just keep that in mind. I mean, 14 abilities. So Chef is a takeover ability, Salad's a takeover ability, Gifted Hands is a takeover ability. We got Deep Post Bag is a takeover ability. But with Chef, the reason how they get 70 takeovers is because with Chef, there is going to be 5 potential takeovers you can get out of that, right? You got the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and then level 5. And that's how they end up saying that you get 5 takeovers, but really it's just Chef. But when you only hit level 1, you only get a +1 to these categories. If you hit level 2, then you get a +2, and then so forth. So hopefully that's not confusing you, but it's like, at the reality, you really only have 14 abilities, different type of abilities that you can get. And then out of those 14 abilities, there's different tiers, which they're calling takeovers, but it's tiers 1 through 5 that you can literally get potentially fill up all the way to 5. Now remember, in order to get to level takeover 4 or level 4, you will have to get level 3 at least 15 times. So I guess you got to just play My Career in the beginning, hit, level 3 takeover 15 times, and you're able to unlock the level 4. And then hit level 4 15 times, and you're finally able to lock level 5, which will give you the max takeover that you can get. I don't know if that's really going to, like I said, I don't know how much this is going to really push the needle for it. They sound dope. I like the names, but just like with the build names, they're kind of repurposing. Like, you change things around, but like really at the end of the day, it's like the builds are pretty much the same. Same thing for the takeover system. You change it up a little bit, you repurpose it, you repackage it with new wrapping and put a ribbon on it. But is it really different? Is the takeovers really different? In my personal opinion, I don't think so. I think it's pretty much, how we've had for years to come. I really would love to see just a completely revamped thought process on builds, a completely revamped process on takeover system. That would be dope. But again, just like Gift, like I said, man, Chef is Sharp Take, man. Come on, Chef is really just Sharp Takeover, and it's just been repurposed with a different name. You see what I'm saying? Gifted Hands is basically just Lock Takeover. You know what I mean? Just repurpose, because you got takeover this year and you decide to go a lock. Yeah, you got a +10 to all your defense, but you still got a +5 to your 3-pointer. So it's like, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Is this different? Is it truly different, or is it really repurposed? Because now that Wolf gave us the different things and what they break down, to me, it just looks like it's just repurposed with a different name on it. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. And other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon on the Banger Man. When I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.